Hey, yeah. What up, what up, what up? Hey, man, I ain't got my mic today. Well, I got my mic. I just don't feel like hooking it up. But I want to give y'all an addiction story today. A story that I actually forgot about, but it's an important story, and it's based around my godmother. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is my addiction stories part 24. I go by D Jack, but you can call me D. So I go extra hard on that hard flow. Call me D. Initially, when this person became my godmother, I had to be, I'm gonna say 12, 13, and I was living around town and country. My people in here from Richmond, y'all know what town and country is, aka TC. They threw the sign up like this, I think. I think that's how they threw it up. The T and the C, townhomes, apartments. But nowadays, bro, it's Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none but Hispanics over there. Hey, shout out to y'all though. Y'all basically our cousins, I guess. At first, my dad had us living around there. My dad was gracious enough to give my mother the apartment. Like, she didn't have to, pay for nothing or whatever. Like, he actually just gave her the apartment. He moved somewhere else and we just stayed there with her. We didn't have to move nowhere. We didn't have to pack up. We just stayed in our rooms and mom came. This was during my dad's transition. Like, he was changing his life. He was going to work, getting his priorities together. But my mother, she was still party lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like, she was really the club type, really the fighting type, will punch you in the eye, like, do you dirty for real. And this is around the time my godmother, well, soon to be godmother, started coming around, because she had these clique of girls she hung with. I still remember all their names, and the one that who would end up sticking around the longest was her. Shout out to Carrie. She'll school us like any mother would do. And you already know the godmother steps in, anything should happen to the actual mother, which she did. She really was like a second mother. As I got older, 14, 15 years old, she'll pick me up. She got boosted playing, blunt lit, all that type shit. But at the time, I was still a little green mean. I wanted to be in the streets. I was out there in the streets trying to do what I was trying to do, but she knew what time it was. She knew I want that, like I was claiming to be. So she was kind of like my guardian angel. She was there. Hey, look, it's all right, but you ain't that. If y'all know what I'm trying to say, you feel me? I think y'all know what I'm trying to say without me having to try to say it. One thing she always prided us on, one thing she always patted us on the back on, is me and my brother always having each other's back, no matter what it is. It was a situation while we was around TC. This dude, for the sake of the video, let's just call him Carl. Now today, Carl is a whole crip out here. I don't know if he locked up or whatever. I ain't seen him in years. I got real tight with him, real cool. Now, after spending so much time with him, after being around him for a while, I come to find out bruh got a real temper problem. You know what I mean? Like, he gets pissed off over the smallest shit. And when he come over my crib, my mama cooking, he get a plate first quarter. Like, you ain't even gotta ask. Like, hey bro, come over here and eat. One day we go over his crib, his mama cook a big ass pot of spaghetti. What up, bro? He ain't trying to give me a plate. I don't know what the nigga mad about, and that shit pissed me off. Like, for real? Threw something in his food. Called me wrong for it, bro. He got mad. I pushed him to the ground. Like, matter of fact, I already told this story. So if you haven't seen that story, I don't want to give it away or whatever. If you haven't seen the story, this is the story right here. I'm gonna put it up somewhere in the video. Check that out when you get a chance. After that situation, we end up moving again. And that's when my mama get into a car accident and she passes away. That's when she really stepped up to be a force in our life. Like, she really showed us, hey, I'm here for you, I love you, ain't nobody forgot about you. Now, as time goes on, you get older, you lose touch, you're an adult now, you got your own problems, you got your own situations going on. I don't really talk too much, but one day we do connect. I think she's selling weed, or she just smoking it, but she looked out for me. She dropped off a quarter of smoke, a quarter of weed. Let's say the year ranges from late 2018, early 2019. My daughter was probably one, a little before 1 year old. So I'm just now trying to get my act together. I'm just coming off being the weed man in the neighborhood. Anybody from Blue Ridge around that time know I was probably one of the main weed mans around there that you go cop your smoke from. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, I can get this off, even if I ain't got the clientele that I used to have. I done damn near burnt all my bridges at that point. Most of my clientele won't copy from me no more, but I still had those few choice people, those few core customers who still call my phone. Like, it was like 3, 4 of them. So I'm like, man, I can get this quarter off. Like, no problem, I can get this quarter off. And I do end up getting it off. Like, I get it off in one day. So I call her up like, hey, godmama, I got that bread for you. She said, I bet I'm gonna come get it. But she never comes to get it. Next day roll around, she don't come to get it. The next day after that, nothing. And it gets to the point where I don't have no more bread and I need to feed this habit. I need to feed this perk habit. Now, the whole point of her doing this for me is because I called her and asked her for some money so I can buy perks. I didn't tell her that, but That's the whole point. But she looked at it like, all right, how about this? How about I just give you this and you make your own little bread off it and you use that money? That's exactly what I did. It was $30. She gave me the quarter for $90 and I charged somebody else $120, I think. Or did I break it down? I'm not sure. I just know I made $30 off it. So I need some more perks. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job at the time. And I'm going through withdrawal. I do the irresponsible thing. I do what you're not supposed to do. Just off principle, you're not supposed to touch that money. Off your word alone, that money's supposed to stay right there until they come pick it up, regardless of how long they taking with it. That is their bread, not yours. I got this $90 and I don't know when she coming to pick it up. So I'm just thinking in my mind, I just hope to God she don't call me today. I take $10 out and I go buy a 10. That 10 don't last. You good for a few hours maybe, but by that nighttime, I was going back to withdrawal. So I take another 20 out. So that's $30 I now owe. And it lasts maybe until the middle of the next day. Now I'm $30 short. I gotta find a way to get this money back. I don't know when she gonna come pick the bread up. So I take that $60. I call up my uncle. What up, please? He give me a cool deal. He said, look, I give you this little Michael Vick for 60. You just owe me 10. I already owe her 30. I'm about to take this whole 60 to get some more bud to make more money. But then I'm gonna have to owe Unc 10 because he's selling the quarter for 70. I'm like, all right. Well, as you know, at the time, grams was still going for $15, $20. So I can still make a good amount, probably double it, depending on who come by this bud. The most I'm looking at is $140 that I make off of this 60. So I'm like, all right, cool beans, cool beans. But it didn't go as planned because you know everybody not gonna spend exact money. You know how that goes. Some people might come short. Hey, bro, can I get 2 for 15? Hey, bro, let me get that. You know what I mean? So I think it was $30 again, actually, if I'm not mistaken. It was either $25, $30 because it didn't go as planned. But I still got my money back and I was able to pay Unc that extra 10. I'm good. But she still don't come pick up the money. I'm still good for a few days. I go buy 80. My homeboy looked out for me. He usually sell 80s for $40, but he said, look, I'll take that 30. You just owe me 10. Another nigga I gotta owe. I'm like, I bet. Now that 80 does last for a good amount of time. I had no choice but to wean down because I didn't have enough money to support that tolerance that I used to have. So now it comes the day where my godmama hit me up and say, hey, I'm coming to get that bread. But that day don't come for another 3 days after I got that 80. The day before she comes, I go spend $20 more. So when she called me, I had a choice right then and there to be 100, keep it real and tell the truth, like, hey, I needed such and such, so I spent $20 of your money. Not knowing all the shit I already went through with the money. So this is a big lie either way. Everything I say is a lie at that point, because I didn't tell the rest of the stuff. But I didn't even tell her that. You know what I said? Oh, I'm not there. You know what I mean? I'll call you when I get there. Cool, bet. Hang up the phone. I'm feeling like total shit. I get a call from one of my customers, say, hey, bruh, you ain't got a quarter, do it? Hell yeah, I got a quarter. Now this is the same guy who probably a week ago just spent 120 on a quarter. I can get her bread back and then some. Call up Unc again, get the cheap price for the Michael Vick. If nobody don't know what the Michael Vick is, it's basically just a quarter. Why do you call it a Michael Vick? Because Michael Vick number on his jersey was 7. A quarter has 7 grams in it. Simple. He bring by the Vic, which I was surprised because Unc, he usually long-winded, you know what I mean? He usually long-winded, but he bring that joint right by. And I pay him the whole 70 and we Gucci. So I'm waiting on Custo. He don't pick up the phone. Hour roll by. He don't pick up the phone. And I ain't gonna say all plugs, but people who've been in my situation. When you got that customer, bro, they spend a lot of bread. And you've banked on this bread. If one thing one of my OGs told me, he told me to never bank on a customer. And I did that day. When I'm talking about it had my heart beating so fast. Now my godmama calling, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm like 10 minutes away. He ain't picking up the phone, bruh. I'm gonna say about 15 minutes later, he texts me and say, oh shit, bro, I got a flat tire. He said, man, I'm still over here by the Mayo Bridge. I'm like, no. So he ended up calling somebody and just so happened they had weed on them. And he don't even need to come to me no more. I had no choice but to keep it real now. So once I told her what I did, she then started asking other questions. Why didn't you just tell me that when you said you wasn't there? So was you here the whole time? Well, how come you told me you sold it already? You said you had the money. So did you go buy some more weed? Like, she not stupid. She ain't dumb. She ain't done by far, because she hustled these streets too, way longer than I was doing it. She was hustling with my mom back in the day. So needless to say, you know what I mean, she was disappointed in me, she was mad at me. And honestly, she wasn't mad about no $90. It's about the principle. It's about the principle that you did that to me. The principle that you couldn't keep it real with me, that you couldn't tell me the truth. Out of all people, me. And that shit made me feel horrible. It made me feel like shit, made me feel like, what the hell was I thinking? That's what that addiction do. But at that time, for me, it wasn't even the craving for the feeling no more. It wasn't even the craving to get high no more. It was just me being afraid to go through withdrawal. I know for a fact, there's a lot of us around that time hooked on perks. And a lot of us got on perks for some of the same fucking reasons, because we thought that shit was cool. Coming up, taking pills seems way more easy than playing with your nose. How many times did your mama pass you a Tylenol because you had a headache? That shit is very easy and got no smell. You really can't tell. Nigga really can't tell you on the pills unless you take a lot of it. Your eyes bloodshot and all that, and you just dozing. It just seemed like the easier drug to take coming up. I literally thought popping pills was so cool that I made a song about it. Dead serious. I done heard so many people out here in the city, bro, say like, nigga don't pop like me. Yeah, nigga don't pop more than me. She about 80 a day. Handful, nigga, what you talking about? Bro, bragging on that shit. And it makes me think, do we not know the consequences? Did we start taking this shit not knowing what could happen later? I know it was for me. I didn't fully know the consequences. Explain to me in full detail that this is gonna happen to you sooner or later. Somebody told me, but it was vague. It was more so like, nah, man, you shouldn't take them shits, bro. DJs ain't nothing to play with, bro. It wasn't no, all right, this is gonna happen to you, nigga. Diarrhea. Sometimes your dick ain't gonna work, nigga. Ain't really give it to me raw like that. I'm telling you. My bad, I got off topic. So it got to the point where it was no conversation between me and godmama. Like, no contact. And I'm talking about years past. After I get into groups and I really get into rehabilitation. Matter of fact, I just got out of a group session on Zoom with my counselor. Shout out to my counselor, Katie. But that's around the time I tried to contact her again and say, look, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was this. I was messed up off the pills. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Hope you can forgive me. But every time I would try to say I want to meet up with her and I want to tell her in person, she'd just be like, nah, just tell me over the phone. Just text me. Tell me over the phone. Crush me. That joint made me feel like, damn, she think I'm this fucking low-life criminal who she can't even be around. Nah, just tell me over the phone. That crushed me, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know, I'm not the phone type. I'm not saying I don't talk on the phone. I text all goddamn day. I'm on social media all day. But when it comes to personal situations like that, I like to be face-to-face. I like to look you in the eyes. I like to really show you, hey, this is what I mean. I don't like that happy birthday shit over Facebook. That's why I really don't do it. It feel fake to me. I'm not calling people who do it fake. If y'all watching and y'all do it, I'm not saying y'all fake. That is just my personal opinion. It's how I feel. I feel like happy birthdays and happy Valentine's days and happy anniversaries and shit, that's personal shit. You're supposed to really pull up like, hey, happy birthday, bro. I love you. And if I can't pull up on you, I'm not going to tell you happy birthday on Facebook. I'm going to tell you happy belated when I see you. I know it sounds crazy, but for some reason, that's just how I'm wired. That's how I like to see situations like that. But I can't blame him. I can't blame him. This is somebody that you damn near helped raise. And he did that. That's lowest of the low right there. And if it's one thing somebody made me understand is you can't force nobody to forgive you. You try. You do your best to let them know that, hey, you sorry, you know, you reform, whatever. But if they can't forgive you, the next step is forgiving yourself and then moving on. You can't stay back there and wait on them to forgive you because you're never going to move on. You're going to forever feel sorry for yourself. You're never going to move forward. So that's what I did. I forgave myself. If I was to see godmama today, I would approach her the same as I used to approach her when I was a kid. She was just cool as hell, man. She was like that auntie of the family that all the nieces and nephews and shit wanted to hang around. And if you ever come across this video, godmama, I truly do apologize again. And I hope you can forgive me if you haven't already. The kids is doing fine. I'm doing fine. Everyone's doing fine. And the train don't stop moving. I forgave myself a long time ago. Like I said, I hope you can too. So the message that I want to leave with y'all today is this. If you've been through addiction yourself, I'm pretty sure you already know by now that addiction is the thinking itself of you having to take this to feel a certain way, do certain things, or be around certain people. That can come from traumas. It can come from past experiences. It can come from PTSD, a lot of shit that you're not even knowing is coming from. Groups for me made me realize that. It made me realize I had a lot of unchecked trauma from my childhood that I just totally blanked out. made myself forget until I sat down and had to think about it. The only person that can help you at this point is you. I know you're tired of people talking about you. I know you're tired of people looking at you a certain way. I know you're tired of people thinking about you a certain way. I know you're tired of yourself thinking that people think that way about you. And it may not even be true. That's just your own psyche fucking with you. So go ahead and help yourself, because that's what it's gonna come down to. People can help you all day. They can come check on you, but it's gonna take you to make that step, bro. It's gonna take you to make that step. And for anybody who feel like they ready, I'm gonna put a number up here to groups. This is an organization who do stuff strictly online. You don't have to go in and see nobody. You meet your counselors online, your prescriptions, all of that. You do all of that stuff online. You meet your provider online. Like, everything is through Zoom. For those people who don't really like going out, you don't like being around a lot of people, you're introverted, I get it. This might be perfect for you. There's no judgment. Everybody is there for a reason. You know, there are some counselors there who are recovering addicts themselves. So they definitely get it. You're not going into a place where people looking at you a certain way. Everybody is here to help themselves. If it can help me, it can definitely help you. Because I was a totally different person 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago than I am now. But that's all I got. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay positive. Please stay sober. If you ain't moving, you losing, my boy. And we out. Call me, D.
Hustler talk, no comment though, just paper chase. Chasing my dreams, my nightmares ain't got no money. Just a cardboard sign and they existing so bummy. And they want me down with them at the bottom of the barrel. I don't want no part